this mess should turn into an outdoors park scene. There we go. Well, hello there and welcome back to my shed here in Norfolk. I still have a table absolutely covered in toys. As I said in a recent video, I wanted to make a video talking about the actual value of this stuff. And that's going to be the plan for this video. Now, I'm a reseller. I buy this stuff to sell it on for profit. So how much it's actually worth and what I'm going to sell it for is kind of an important factor in all of this. So I thought it would make a really interesting video to go through this one at a time as I photograph it. And if you come through here, you can see this is still a temporary setup. I haven't sorted this room out yet, but this is where I'm going to be doing the pictures for each bundle. So as I get them set up, as you can see, I'm starting with the police station. This is the Playmobil police station. As I get them set up in there, I'll talk about them a little bit, show the setup, and then we will find some equivalent listings, or as near as we can, on eBay to see what the going rate is, what people are achieving on this stuff. Where I can also, I will find a listing where somebody had like the ultimate bundle and see what they achieved for that, because yeah, some of the prices are amazing on this stuff. So that's going to be the plan, and we'll start with that police station. Right, so there it is. So my bundle has police car, a bunch of figures, some accessories, helicopter here. Annoyingly with this, it's missing the part that holds it on, so this is loose, so I'll have to declare that. Very annoying. We have the pilot. There's a load of accessories set up in here, so I'll take some pictures from around the back once we get going on the pictures. But that's my setup. Looking at completed listings, similar size setups to this are completing in the 40, 45, maybe pushing £50 bracket. If you have more figures, more vehicles, that makes them more attractive, and you can push up into the sort of £60 and beyond. The bigger the setup, the more the value. It stands to reason, right? But for what I've got here, I think I'll be around the £45 mark. I may put it on at 50 with offers. See how I feel. So that's that one. So before I pack this one away, I'll quickly show you. I've just partially taken it apart and turned it around so I can get some pictures of the jail cells here and the little control tower in there. Really show the amount of accessories and stuff that I've got with it. So I was going to do the castle next. I was just looking at it though, and I don't think it's even going to fit in the little photo bay I've got set up. So I think I need to do the pictures for that on here. So we will do the pictures for all this other stuff around it, clear the decks a bit, and then we'll get onto the castle. So let's do the hospital next. Okay, so I did find a couple of bags of what looks like hospital figures and accessories. So if we just get those set up like that, this is just interior furnishings really. A couple of figures and some accessories, but we'll leave them there just for the pictures. My building is missing quite a few components, and demand doesn't seem to be as strong for these. If we look at similar completeds, I think we're looking at the sort of £25 bracket for these, but exactly the same as the police station. If you do see one of these out and about and it has loads of accessories, maybe it's the 3-tier one. I'll drop a picture in here of somebody who had like the ultimate hospital bundle, and you can see the sort of values they fetch. So don't dismiss them, but I think what I've got here with the missing parts of the building, if you look around this side, you know, it's not great, to be honest. So I think I'll be pitching about 25 for that. So let's talk about Happyland. So this is my first bundle I set up. I've done like a street scene, so we've got 3 shops, a couple of kiosks, some figures and a bus. Happyland was made by Early Learning Centre. An easy way to recognise the figures is the little hole in the middle of the bottom. Yeah, do some research. There's a whole massive range of stuff, and it is still very popular. So I've broken this down, as I say, into a street scene. And if we bring up some completeds, you can see for this size of bundle with this amount of shops, probably looking at £30. Yeah, as with any of these bundles, the bigger the better, but the more figures, the more accessories, the more attractive they become. But for this size, I think I'll probably pitch at £30 on those. So there we go. I'm going to snap some pictures and we'll get the next Happy Land bundle in. Just quickly before I put all this away, I think it's well worth taking the time to set these up. So I've got a baker here, so I've stood him outside Mr. Bunn and Sons Bakers. There's a doctor's surgery. Oops. So I found a doctor's figure. So then when I do my pictures, I can snap a close-up of that and it all just looks, right. You know, I mean, I don't know if he's a fish and chip shop owner, but he's maybe I should have put him there. He looks more of a sailor guy, but I put him with the, what's this? Deck chairs for rent little kiosk. He looked a bit kind of seaside-y to me, but you get the idea. It is well worth, in my experience, taking the time to set up a little scene. Okay, so now we have the zoo scene. Yeah, quite happy with this one. A fair amount of animals and accessories. Again, you can tell they're Happy Land. It's got the hole in the middle. There's a giraffe, for example. So again, I've set it up so it's all on display. We have the zoo little play set there, pets corner, and then a couple of like animal enclosures, and then all of the figures and animals laid out at the front. So again, if we look at completeds, I think I'll be looking 25 with the amount I've got there. But yeah, I've sold Happy Land many times over the years, and I don't find I have any trouble shifting it. So there is a demand. It seems to still be quite strong. When I've been looking at completed listings for this video, there's still a demand for it. So it's worth looking out for. I mean, cost-wise, all of the Happy Land I'm going to show you in this video was bought as 2 bundles. One big bundle was a £5, and I think the other box full that I had was maybe £3 or £4. So the whole lot owes me, let's say, a tenner. So there is money in it. So that is the zoo bundle. We'll get some pictures snapped of all of that. Now we have a fairground scene. So again, all Happy Land stuff. 6 figures with this. Again, remember, if you're not sure, all with the holes in the bottom. Can you see the hole in the bottom? Holes in the bottom. Yeah. Anyway, so looking at completeds, for this bundle, I'll probably aim 20 to 25. A lot of the bundles I found had more stuff in and they were aiming a bit higher sometimes. But for what I've got there, 6 figures, some extras, and then the funfair scene at the back there. Yeah, probably aim for 25. Okay, last of the Happy Land figures, honest. So this is a bus, some extra vehicles, and some figures. On completeds, you can see that the bus itself tends to go for around the £20 mark. So probably with the extras and bits I've got here, I'll push for 25, and hopefully I should achieve it. Quickly, while I think of it, with Happy Land stuff, a lot of it is kind of interactive. Oh, just whacked my funny bone. It's not very funny. Yeah, a lot of them have sounds and interactivity. So this, for example, has that. So it's worth, with the shops and the houses, a lot of those are interactive. I think it's like on the sort of doormats, you can press those and it does things. So that's worth checking, maybe changing batteries and seeing if those elements are working. So yeah. That has batteries in and is functioning, so that's worth adding to your description. So right, get some pictures of this, and that is Happy Land dealt with. Right, before we tackle the great big castle, we'll quickly do this Lion King playset. I've not had this before. Picked it up about a month or so back at a yard sale event. It's not a vintage thing. I think it's 2000s, somewhere in there. But there is a market for these. If I bring up completeds of this play set, you can see 30 plus is achievable. If you just have the play set and no figures, if I bring up a listing of that sort of thing, it drops quite dramatically down to sort of £15, I think. But for what I've got here, yeah, I'll be pushing 30 plus. So there you go. These are a different scale. These three at the front, I don't think they actually go with it, but I'm going to chuck them in anyway. I have them. So we'll do that as a bundle. Now, I'll bring up, actually, I was looking at completeds of this, doing the research. If you do see these and you can see, you find a great big play set of this, look at the price this one sold. Used. Yeah. So there's a market for this stuff. It's really quite collected. But that one, as it is with that amount of figures, 30 to 35 will be what I will aim for. Okay, so now we have the castle laid out with nothing around it, ready for its pictures. So my castle is not complete. It's missing a few, well, I say a few, quite a few of the elements of the actual building. It is sort of 80% there, or maybe 90% there, but it doesn't have any figures. It doesn't have any knights, any horses, any weapons, any of the flags and intricate detail that this should have. And that's where the value is. Now, I struggle to find many examples of just the building like this. I did find somebody who was selling the castle as parts. It looked like most of it was there. And just as parts in a heap, as you can see, that went for 32, I think, plus post. Now, if we look at completed ones that are complete or near complete, you can see that this is worth 75 up to 100 and beyond. So there is some real value in this. It is sought after, but I'm not really sure what I can achieve for what I've got here. Now, I put out a short video, I think, over on TikTok or Instagram, or maybe both, showing this, and people were saying, well, you can buy the extra bits and make it complete. You can order up parts, but it's just not worth it for this, I don't think. I'm going to sell it as it is, and I think I'll be aiming at 40 to 50 and see how we get on. It has the instruction manual, which will help. Yeah, let me know what you think. I think I'll be aiming for, I might put it on at 50, see what interest we get, maybe have offers on that. But that's the castle, ready for its pictures. Okay, so more Playmobil. So I haven't set it up yet, but this is going to be like an outdoor park scene with loads of figures and accessories. I decided to do a kind of bespoke bundle with this lot. I couldn't really find anything equivalent because it is a bundle made up of different sets, etc., and then loads of extra figures and stuff put in. The nearest I could find is this. I'm probably going to aim for 40 on mine, I think, because of the level of accessories. There's loads of like bikes and skateboards and figures and stuff. So with the power of editing, this mess should turn into an outdoors park scene. There we go. So as you can see, I've really gone for it on the amount of accessories and figures here. And it's really worth that extra 5 or 10 minutes just to set the scene. Makes your pictures really stand out, and it helps to sell it. If I'd have used the picture before, just with it all dumped out on there, you have no idea what's there, and it just doesn't sell it. So there we go. Yeah, happy with that one. I'll pop some of my pictures in here so you can see what I mean. As a buyer, it's what you want. You want to be told the story of what this set is and how it looks, and yeah, it's worth the effort, believe me. It's now the next day, and as you can see, I am now clean shaven. So yeah, when I left you yesterday, I then got busy getting everything that you saw me talking about yesterday listed. And that is all here now, all of these different bundles, which I've got to try and find homes for. The castle is now there in that big box. But we still have this bit to go through, so I'm going to push on through, and this might end up being a long video, but I want to get it all done. So just quickly, another one that I did yesterday. This in here, this is Playmobil, but it's Playmobil 1, 2, 3. So if you think of Playmobil as Lego, Playmobil 1, 2, 3 is the equivalent of Duplo. It's like for the younger kids. I found a little pile of figures and animals chucked in with this Playmobil. So I pulled those out. I've just done the pictures for that. That's going on for 10 quid for that little bundle. Done. Shall we deal with the Imaginext? I think I'm going to do a big bundle of the superheroes, Batman stuff, and then a bundle of these aeroplanes, which don't seem to do that well. And then I have an odd dragon and a couple of sort of knight style figures that you will bundle up. So let's do that. This is one of those times when you get it all set up, it looks a lot better than you imagined, and it's more stuff than you thought you had. I've actually got 10 figures. There's some cool ones in here. There's a penguin, for example. We have a Joker. Yeah, various different Batmen. So there's 10 figures. There's a whole host of different vehicles. Joker tank. Fires a fist out the front of it. This is a bespoke lot, right? It's various different sets and figures and vehicles all chucked in as one. So I'm not going to find anything exactly like this. But if you look at these couple of listings, which are similar in scale, they've gone for around the £40 mark. Now looking at mine, I might push a bit further than that price-wise. I'm not sure. You can sell this play set, the Batcave one, for 20 to 30, depending on what you've got with it. But I figured for efficiency and ease, I was just going to bundle it all together. So we'll go somewhere, maybe pushing up to 50 on this. Christmases are coming, you never know. So I will snap pictures of this and we'll get the next lot in. Okay, so the next bundle is this lot. So we have 3 aeroplanes here, which are from, I believe they're called Sky Racers. And from what I could see, there's really not that great a demand. I'm not sure if this really goes with them, but I'm chucking it in. And then we have a bunch of figures. I think I'm going to struggle with this. Maybe 20 I'll push for on that. It's just stuff that came with the big bundle. It was the superhero stuff I wanted. Actually, when I bought this Imaginext, I was buying loads of other stuff. There was Duplo, there was loads of Bob the Builder stuff as well, which I really need to get sorted with this. There's some really good value in that. Is that here? Might even be right here. No, it's not there. Anyway, squirrels. Yeah, this isn't great. I think I'll be pushing for about 20 quid just to move it on. And to wrap up the Imaginext stuff, we have this dragon, which I've just been messing around with, and I now realise there's a trigger here. If you hold him by the tail, and he does that, and he's got this like light up kind of fire in his mouth. But it's not as good as I would have imagined. I've not sold this one before, but people are selling it for as little as £5 plus shipping, or about a tenner all in. I do have these couple of figures that I think go with it sort of, so I'm going to chuck those in, but I doubt I'll achieve much more than £10 on it. But it's fine, it was chucked in as part of a big bundle of stuff, so I will be happy to move it for a tenner. Make yourself look pretty, Mr. Dragon. Lovely. So now we have the ferry and the dock all set up. Now I'm chucking in this random plane that I had. It doesn't really go with this, but it's not worth selling on its own. And this is going to be a great big box anyway. So just to chuck that plane in is no big deal. So that I'm adding. And then I've got a selection of vehicles. I think these are actually airport stuff, so it kind of goes with the plane but not with this. It is what it is. It's a bundle of stuff, but when it's all set up nicely, it looks pretty cool. Now, values on this. The Ferry itself, I've seen completing anywhere from 30 right through 40 and onwards. Somebody got about 50 for it, saying it was the complete Ferry set. Now, I don't have the complete Ferry set, but I have a load of other bits and bobs. So I'm probably going to pitch it around the middle of that, 40 or thereabouts. Right, more pictures and onwards. So we had 2 fire engines, basically the same, slightly different models. I had loads of accessories and figures. I've split all of the stuff into 2 roughly equal lots, and I'm going to set them up and do 2 lots. So there's one, we've got 4 figures with this lot and a bunch of associated firefighting related stuff. Values on these, if you look at completeds, between 20 and 25 for a fire engine, a few figures and bits and bobs. So I'll be looking at £25 a set on these plus post, I would imagine. So yeah, snap these and we are nearly done with Playmobil, thank goodness. Okay people, it's time for people. So this is what I've got left of the figures. With these, as a rule of thumb, it's roughly £1 a person. If I bring up some completeds here, you can see it's a little bit hit and miss, but bundles of figures, if you roughly work on £1 a figure, you'll be somewhere near. I would suggest that themed bundles do better. Pirates, children lotted together. Yeah, if you can theme them, they'll be a little bit more saleable, but it doesn't really matter. With the power of editing, hopefully this lot will sort itself out into saleable bundles. There we go. So what we've gone for, 8 just random assorted adults. I've done a little family scene there. 2 little family units as one bundle there. One with a little pushchair, another pushchair up there. And then this I'll probably keyword as a school teacher children lot. So we've got, what's that, 9 kids and a teacher. And that I'll probably put on for £10 plus post. There we go, job done. Now this last selection of stuff is really rather interesting. Does hold some pretty good value and is worth having on your radar. It's Harry Potter stuff. Now these play sets, a lot of people use the keyword Polly Pocket. And you can see why. I mean, technically they're not a Polly Pocket. This is Hagrid's hut, for example, and it opens out like so. Very much like a Polly Pocket would have been back in the 80s. And then they have these tiny little figures which are very reminiscent of Polly Pocket. So it's a good keyword to use. So I think Polly Pocket collectors are after these. Obviously Harry Potter collectors are after these. They are early as far as Harry Potter merch goes. These date back to early 2000s, 2001, that sort of period. So values, let me flip the view and I'll talk you through it. So if I start with that Hagrid's hut set, well, with any of these, the key is the figures. If you've got the figures, you can ask the higher prices. These are the bits that always got lost. It's the same with Polly Pockets. So if you've got those, yes, you can shoot for the top end of the value. So on this, I'm going to be shooting for 25. I think I'm going to go the same on all of these little sets. There's Ron, it's probably not going to focus. There we go. This is the Burrow, so the Weasley's house. There you go. These all connect together as well. These bits come off and they can get lost. And that's how they all connect up. This Hogwarts Express one, again, I have the figures and I'm going to shoot for 25 on that. These are something different. These are little, they look like books, but they have a game inside. That's Aragog. This is Quidditch. Quidditch is complete. Top end, they're sort of 15 to 20. That one is missing a few key items, so I'm going to just chuck that one in and probably go £20 the pair on these. I think this is the one you want to look out for. This is the Hogwarts Castle. So it all closes up like a giant Polly Pocket playset, and these bits all close in like this. So I struggle to find many of these that are completed, and I struggled to find many that had the figures. But this one has a bag full of figures. It's not been easy to work out exactly what I should have there. I think it's missing one. I think there's a Hermione figure missing. But if I look at completeds, that set, it ranges anywhere from 35 all the way up to 50. So the other thing is, it's an electronic thing and it has moving parts and it plays a tune. This gets kind of stuck when it's doing its motorized cycle of things it does. It keeps getting stuck and you have to kind of force it to carry on. It's not great. The closing mechanism on the front of it, when you pull in these doors, it doesn't catch very well, so it has issues. So whether I can push for the top end, the 50, in fact, I think I saw one of these complete at 65, but this one does have issues. Although it has most of its figures, most of the ones I've seen completing are lacking figures and they still sell. I may pitch that at 50, maybe have offers on it, and then of course explain all of the issues so you are totally upfront about that and see how we get on. But yeah, there you go, Harry Potter play sets, Polly Pocket style. Use Polly Pocket as a keyword, I'm certainly going to. So it really adds up quick. I have no idea what the tally is of what all of this combined is going to be worth, but I now have a table just covered in boxes of sorted and photographed and mostly now listed stuff, which is progress. I'm happy with that. And I haven't even touched the Lego. I haven't even touched the Nerf yet. Oh, I may have a buyer, and we didn't talk about this, for the Mantiforce. So that may have sold privately and may not make it to eBay. Not sure yet. Didn't do anything with the Connects. Didn't do anything with the Bob the Builder bundle. So you can see, I've still got plenty of work to do. But anyway, I really hope that was interesting. Let me know in the comments below if you like these long form videos, if you like the kind of more detailed look into the stuff I buy and sell. They do take longer to produce. It's going to take a long time to edit, so they will be fewer videos of this sort of depth coming out if this is the way I take the channel. But let me know your thoughts. It was kind of fun to make. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope there was some information in there that may help you out whilst you're out and about sourcing stuff. So my next task is going to be to find locations to put all of these boxes of stuff. They may be going under here. Anyway, thank you for watching. If you are new here, if this is the first time you've stumbled across this weirdo in a shed, my name's Nick. I sell stuff on the internet. Here's the stuff. I do it to earn a living. If that sounds interesting, please subscribe. It's completely free. I put out loads of videos when I can get words out all the time about how I choose to earn a living selling secondhand stuff on the internet. I'll pop another video up here. Again, I'll try and find an old video somewhere in the theme of toys, so check this one out. Until next time, ta-ra!